there, welcome back to Hold and Modify, YouTube's most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga channel, I guess, program, sure. And I'm on my over 230th video, I guess, and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. I'm continuing on here. I think I pretty much covered everything. If you go back and look through my playlists, if you want to see like me installing hardware mods on an Amiga, if you want to see me breaking and blowing up Amigas, if you want to see me having purchased expensive Amiga modules off of eBay and then installing them and blowing them up, I have lots of videos like that because I'm terrible at this stuff. I am not a technical person. My Amiga knowledge is basically Lightwave 3D, which is why you see it so much in this channel. A lot of YouTubers, especially niche, what's the proper, is it niche or niche? I don't know. A lot of them have been experiencing a huge downturn in views and subscribers and all that. And I know why. I mean, I think anybody who pays attention knows why. It was no surprise to me. You know, the whole YouTube scene just exploded during the dark times, right? So when the nasty bug was going around, you know, everyone was at home, trapped in their little spaceships orbiting Earth, waiting to come out of the airlock, and we were all looking for something, right? We were looking for content. We were looking to entertain ourselves, to stop ourselves from going insane. And YouTube was a big outreach for that, and a lot of channels. And I don't mean my channel. I mean, my channel has been around since like 2013, but I didn't start making videos really until the dark times during the bug. I made my channel and was like, I don't know, maybe I'll do something with it, and I never did. But I was like all of you, sitting at home with not much to do. I had a work from home type gig going on, but it was a little weird. And during those, especially in those early, months and of that time period, a lot of things were slowed down. So we were all just clamoring for content, going on to Netflix and trying to find stuff to watch, going on to YouTube, and everyone had these, some of these channels were brand new that came out during that time, and some of them were established channels, but hadn't really blown up yet. But during the bug times, they blew up. They got tons and tons of, literally, thousands, tens of thousands of subscribers and views, sometimes hundreds of thousands, and even new channels that were, maybe a couple months old or not even in existence until that happened, they started seeing a lot of action. But then, of course, I love this. This is my Solar Sailor scene, by the way, in the background from Tron, my little Tron thing I created. I did this whole little like Tron world era, like this content I'm showing you, by the way, in Lightwave 5 and the Amiga. This stuff was created back in like 1997, I believe. And it was co-created. I did a lot of the stuff in here. I didn't model the Solar Sailor, by the way. I'm not a modeler, as you know. I did model the little buildings you see in the foreground and all around. I did not model the Solar Sailor. A gentleman by the name of, I believe his name is David Charno, modeled the Solar Sailor, if I'm remembering that right. Now keep in mind, this is like 25 years ago, so who knows. But anyway, getting back to the whole YouTube, everyone's complaining that they've lost views and subs. It's going to happen, all right? We're out of the bug now. We're completely out of the bug, and that is gorgeous. Look at that. See, I modeled the buildings down here. Aren't these great? I modeled the wall. That was really difficult. Oh, it's so difficult. And then, yeah, this beautiful Solar Sailor thing was modeled by somebody who actually knows what they're doing. But yeah, so the fact that everyone is losing their subs should not be a surprise, or everyone's losing views. Everyone is out, at the beach. They're out and about. Some companies that allowed remote work they no longer allow it. So those folks have to go to a day job again, and they can't F around at home and, watch YouTube videos all day. So don't freak out. I've got some buddies and stuff who have channels and they've seen this dip. Don't freak out. It's just how it's going to be. That was like the YouTube bug boom of videos and subscribers and views. That was kind of like the housing market. The housing market had this big blow up during the bug times because people were all leaving. They were leaving expensive big cities and moving to smaller towns and rural towns and buying these homes that they never could afford where they actually originally worked. But because their work said that, hey, you can move away, now you can buy a house on the money you make, right? Because you're moving to a place where the cost of living is less. So we had that big boom, and then that bubble popped, right? So the YouTube bubble has popped. And here we are with, these YouTube channels kind of floundering a bit. And you know, my channel is, anyone who's subscribed to my channel for a long time, if you go back and look at my videos, like I said, I have a lot of it, like over 200 videos. I kind of did the traditional content. I was showing Amigas and ripping them apart and blowing them up and installing modifications and all that stuff. And then I just, you get to the point where I'm like, well, I'm out of things to do, but I still like talking about Amiga stuff. And I do try to pivot. I've been trying to pivot my channel a little bit lately, not just talk about Amiga stuff. I mean, I've always talked about Lightwave. In fact, I think if you go back and look at my original videos on this channel, it's Lightwave, like Lightwave tutorials, right? How to use Lightwave on the Amiga tutorial videos, and those have helped a lot of people, and I'm glad those have helped people. And I you know, thank you for watching those videos, and I'm glad I could be of service. You know, maybe I'll figure something out. It's like I like sharing things. You know, I named my channel in kind of a snarky way, you know, hold and modify. For Amiga people, they kind of understand what that means, but for people that don't know anything about Amiga, I don't know, they just think that's a weird channel name. But it's in a way to, you know, also allow me to give me some freedom to pivot my channel and do other things, talk about other things. I like talking about movies, I like talking about shows, and boy, oh boy, am I a freaking couch potato. But I'm not saying that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just saying that I do like my Amiga and I love Lightwave, and I've talked about it to death. And it's almost like, remember when Seinfeld and Friends, everyone loved those shows, right? And then you get to a point where, you know what, you guys have been doing this for like 10 seasons, it's time to wrap it up, right? Cheers, you know, that show, everyone loved that show. MASH, way back, that's a way big old call out, like MASH. Okay, you know, the shows, they've run their course. It's time to end it. It's time to wrap it up. I kind of feel like I've covered everything, and the cool thing about YouTube is you can watch reruns of all my episodes forever on there. So for now, you know, I'm also talking to my other fellow, you know, content creators that are in my kind of area where I'm like, yeah, just, you know, keep doing what you're doing. People will keep watching if they're interested. If they're not, they'll stop watching. And you know what? Sometimes shows have to end. They just have to end. That's just how it is. But thank you for sticking around for this short little video of me just babbling on about this. This is, by the way, this is not the intent of me pivoting my channel, me talking about stuff like this, but this just happened to be the video I made today, and that's why I made it. And if you stuck around and watched it and you have an opinion about all this, if you're thinking, you know what, Q, yeah, you're right. You know, back during the whole bug times, we were all crazy. We were all buying stuff on eBay. We were all watching these channels, and we were all feeding the monkey. We're all feeding the monkey. And now we've all just kind of woken up and said, whoa, wait a minute. What were we doing? Why did we pay $3,000 for an Amiga 2000 back then? Now they're going for $800, $1,200. Think about that for a second. Really, just think about that. That says a lot, doesn't it? All right, I guess I'm done with this one. Later.